Nathan, episode 5. Yes, the weeks are going too quick. But yeah, thanks again. Thanks for obviously checking us out one more time. Obviously this time bringing you obviously another bit of Forex value to your Sunday evening. Obviously if it's not the Sunday evening you're watching it, you watch it on replay. Obviously trading talk. So just wanted to say thanks for coming back. Obviously me and Nathan were talking you through another Pipcahsers episode. Obviously Nathan, starting off, how's your week been?
Guys, in terms of trading, Travis, in terms of trading, I must say that it's actually been one of the best weeks I've had in terms of profitability into the market, and I think that's due to a few factors. The main one being selective in where I'm putting my attention in terms of pairs. So this week, I really took my time and just put all my attention into my two main pairs, which I'll be sharing with you guys a bit later on into the episode. How was your week?
Fantastic. So for myself, once again, it was a very good week for myself. Start of the week, obviously Nathan mentioned talking about Monday being a bit of a hiccup, and for me it was a hiccup as well. It's been like that couple weeks now actually. Monday I've always had a shaky start. I know I had a cold last week and I had a shaky start last week as well, but literally it's been a good week besides the Monday. But that's where during the start of the week I kind of said to myself I wanted to focus on my journaling a bit more, guys. So we emphasise always journaling. You can get a bit complacent and feel like you don't need to. Talking about men just not do it. But for myself, in my journey right now, I felt like I needed to journal because of certain days, certain patterns that I was probably doing consecutively, and it was affecting me. But like Nathan said, obviously I currently monitor about 5 currency pairs. In all fairness, I've traded 2 all week with an extra pair today on Friday. So yeah, it's been a fantastic week, guys. My pip count, one of the best pip counts I've had in a very long time, probably since summer times. So you probably don't see it right now, you probably see it a little bit, but I'm overwhelmed right now, but you know what I'm saying, so it's been a really good week at the end of the day. It's a good week's work at the end of the day, so.
I'll say for me, I'm not overwhelmed at all. I don't want to be the guy to kill the joy, but more and more every week, I really get into that trader's mindset where I'm not going to get emotional about the gains, I'm not really too emotional about the losses, because if I get really gassed about the wins, then when, let's face it, there will be weeks that I may not make as much pips as I made this week, or there may be weeks that I may be in minus pips, and that's just the reality that I'm fully willing to accept. So I'm gonna save all my excitement for anything to do other than trading. Like if I get to meet any of you guys, then you'll really see some excitement coming out. But it is good to have a good week, and it is good to see that our technical analysis is making us profits in the market, because at the end of the day, we're in this to make money. This is what we're in here for. So I'm not overwhelmed at all. Me personally, I just can't wait for Monday. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at these episodes wasn't caught. I can't wait for Monday, because I can't wait for Monday now. It shows how much I really love being in the market and how much I love trading. So that's my expectation, my point of view in terms of the wins and the losses. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic. So just before we continue, guys, because I get a habit of forgetting about this. So we had in episode 4 an Instagram poll for you guys to get interactive with, and the question was, obviously last week's topic was in regards to ever using key levels of support and resistance within your trading, and the results are interesting still. So I'm not sure if it's a generic topic within the trading industry, but
yeah,
63%, let me get this right, I think it was 63%, 67% of you guys do use key levels of support and resistance in your trading pattern, which
you kind of think so.
yeah, I'd expect.
I'd be surprised.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Which is actually good. It's actually nice to see that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. You guys are on the right path, right track.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So you're on the right lines, and obviously we called last week's episode FOREX for Dummies because these are the core basics we kind of feel that we need when analysing charts. And a good 70% of you, obviously you guys watching out there, you guys on the social medias that are heading in that right direction. So fantastic.
Anyone that voted no, I'll be interested to know what you guys are doing, how what method or how you're analysing the market. So feel free to open that and share that with us. I'm interested to know. So share if you don't mind.
What the hell are you even using? You know what I'm saying? Charts are the charts, but key levels are essential. But then that could be my opinion. So literally, we like to bring a few special guests in, as you know. Hot topic of the week this week in the REBIRTH HQ, our special guest Nathan. Can you please introduce our
Episode 5. The special guest for today is the one and only Teresa, man.
Oh, that's a yeah! I just about to say you must have saw two skanks in the fam. But where you know? You know, business fam? You're living in a movie fam.
Body popping.
I'll say.
Kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you were clubbing back then, but there used to be these dancer girls in like certain clubs where they just used to body pop and lock. That was the only move.
You know, this got to the IB for where you got the mad girls and that, but
she'd probably fit quite perfect.
Someone needs to do like a meme with some bangles or something. Too deep out somewhere to see what I'm like.
I'm still the Afro beat, so it doesn't look too bad, you know? But yeah, Teresa May is our special guest, and the reason why is because it's really coming to pinnacle times with the Brexit negotiations, and the pressure's on her right now. And at the moment, she has not got the confidence of the country. Either way, whether we lose, whether we leave or we stay, she's not giving the rest of her peers, and the media's not portraying an outlook of positivity and confidence in Teresa May right now. It's impacting the currency. For me, my two pairs are GJ and GU, pound versus the yen, pound versus the dollar, and I can really see how that correlates to the charts. So we got her in today to really get to grips and talk about the kind of things we've seen in the market, and leading on to that, we're going to talk about fundamentals. So fundamentals, do you want to tell the guys what fundamentals are?
So simply, obviously, we haven't brought them in here for no reason. Obviously,
to the fucking mate chat. Those guys, she's just gone for a coffee break, she'll be back.
Say no more. So once Teresa stepped out of the office, it brings us on to the reason why, because obviously brought Teresa in here. So obviously, being in obviously economics and whatnot, Teresa is obviously impacting our economy as it stands. The economy and what goes on within certain obviously economies, i.e. ourselves in the UK, Europe, USA, these sort of things do impact the economic, obviously FOREX for ourselves, our currencies that we trade. So fundamentals, this is what we class as economic data that could perhaps impact a currency's strength or weakness to the currency. So in all fairness, keep it quite simple. Theresa May had Brexit talks. I think it was the Brexit EU summit on, was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday, guys. It's a 24-hour discussion that she's dealing with the outcome of getting either a deal or no deal. To this day, there still is no conclusion in regards to if it's a deal or if there's no deal.
No conclusion, no.
All we know at the moment, going into the end of this week, is that regardless if there is a deal or if there's no deal, it's going to be a shit deal. Or it's going to be no deal. In hindsight, for ourselves personally, how does that impact our charting? Have to be mindful when it comes to any weakness with the pound, or any strength with the pound, or any weakness with perhaps the euro, and any strength when it comes to the euro. By all means, one thing that you guys need to understand as well is perhaps finding out if there's some, let's say, negative impact on a currency pair. Doesn't necessarily mean that that currency pair could drop as well. Just to give you a heads up, guys, it just adds liquidity to the market. So when I say liquidity, there's just more buyers or more sellers within the market, which allows obviously price action to move a lot quicker and perhaps hit target zones or key levels sooner than you may have expected.
Yeah, possibly. That's exactly what fundamental news releases can do. And like we said to you guys many other times now, here at Rebirth, we say that our trading is 90% technical analysis. So that's the study of price charts, the study of past price action. But some people flip that upside down and they trade mostly by fundamentals. So that will be the guys that they probably wake up and look to see the latest headlines in the newspaper, and they'll probably be getting the Times, the Financial Times, and also they'll be on Bloomberg looking to see what kind of releases and stories are happening on Bloomberg. So there's two ways to really analyze the market. For us, we see fundamentals, like Xavi said, it pushes liquidity into the market, but also, well, I can only speak for myself, and I'm sure it's the same for Travis as well, extra confidence, extra confirmation of the bias that's already been set by our technical analysis. So what I mean by that is, if based on our technical analysis, we think that our chosen currency pair, that the main, the base price, so say I'm on GJ, and my technical analysis is saying that the pound is going to weaken against the yen, I can then look for a fundamental news release to back that up and just make me feel more confident, and just adds that extra layer of confirmation to my technical analysis bias already. So there's loads of different ways that fundamentals come into play, and like Travis said, pushes liquidity into the market. You know, people that are watching fundamentals will react off that news and start, you know, making buys and sells. And for us as well, adds an extra confirmation to our own bias that's the charts are providing us with.
Fantastic, man. So keeping it very simple, economic data can influence to an extent the movement of forex charts, and it's as simple as that. Okay. Manipulation can come into it where the market, the big industries, could obviously manipulate you in regards to think perhaps once a release comes out, spiking up in an opposite direction to what you may have expected, catching a few bars and sellers up, then falling back down, sort of falling upwards, or crashing upwards, or falling upwards, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So literally, gotta be mindful as well. Gotta be mindful. That's why we don't heavily rely on fundamentals. Once again, it's just Joe Blogs, Theresa May, any guy on some sort of social platform giving an opinion or status or something about the economy. So to an extent, charts don't lie. Obviously, to an extent, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt in regards to what you're looking and reading the markets and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it is something you have to consider, because trading is just a mass of people, and we're all against each other. I want all their money, they want all of mine. So if there's a certain news release that all of the mass of people are hearing, they're going to react to it either in one way or another, either out of fear, they want to sell their positions, lock off their positions, or out of greed, they see an opportunity to make money. So you have to really take that into consideration, even though, like we keep saying, we are 90% technical traders, because the charts never lie.
Simple as that.
The mass of people's watching the charts as well, using the same tools. 63% of you using, 67% of you are using support and resistance zones, and I'm sure the professional traders, they're all using it. So we all look at the same charts and seeing the same opportunities. So fundamentals, ways you guys can keep on top of fundamentals. Travis gave me a really great website and a great app a few months ago, and it's called FX Pro. And on FX Pro, there's an economic calendar, and every day it will list each country. There'll be every country, all the main countries will be there, and have all their economic data releases that you can check on a daily basis to see if there's any releases that will directly impact your pairs of choice.
Fantastic. Couldn't have said anything better, guys. So, by all means, with no further ado, Nathan, can you please talk me through your chosen pair this week?
Okay, guys. So let's get into the juicy. Let's get into some technicals. So, going straight into the charts, you can see that I'm on the weekly chart on GJ right now. You can see that I had a support zone here and a resistance zone here. And last week, we ended up the candle today as a shooting star. Scratch that, guys. Sorry, I am a bit tired. This is actually a spinning top. And what that means to me, guys, is that there's some indecision in the market. The market ranged throughout the week. And because it's kind of the end of a downtrend, my initial thoughts would be bullish momentum just based on looking at that candle alone. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to delve in deeper. Before that, I am going to take note that we have got an MA crossover to the upside, which coincides with a break of this trend line that is just being retested. And at the moment, it has broke back below. So let's go into the daily and see why that might be the case. So if I go into the daily, we can see that I've got a technical charting pattern here. I've been going on about this for the last few weeks. We've got a flag pole pennant. And what that is an area of consolidation with lower highs but higher lows. Can you see that, guys? So we can see here, we've got lower highs, lower high, lower high. And if I go to the slanted support, we've got a higher low, higher low, higher low. Battery's running low, so I'm gonna make this quick. All right. This week, like Travis said, on Wednesday and Thursday, Theresa May had the 24-hour summit. After that, we had a big bearish engulfing candle that dropped about, let's have a look, dropped about 170 pips on that one day. And I definitely caught quite a lot of pips on that day. So that's always a good week. There was a lot of movement in the market. Since then, we also broke through this trend line and this trend line. And to make it quick, guys, we came up and retested my downward slanting trend line here. Now, what I've done to make a little bit of a target for my take profit, rules of a flagpole pennant, measure the first leg, copy and paste it down to the breakout point, and there it brings us down to 144.7. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to find another confluence just to make that a bit more cemented in my head, say, yeah, that's where I'm going to aim to take profits. If I do a fib retracement down to a point A to B, got a C retracement, which is a 61.8 retracement, and look at that, it lines up perfectly as well. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing for next week, guys, I'm going to be bearish. I'm going to wait for a confirmation, and then I want to be entering the trade to go bearish down to 144.71. So that's GJ on a weekly and daily. I won't go into the 4-hour. I'll save that for in the week updates. Check them out on Instagram. Okay, so I want to go into GU now. We got a weekly. The great thing about GU and GJ, they actually kind of move in tandem with each other. So it's more or less the same case. So on a weekly, we can see we've almost got an evening star formation here. We've got bearish, bullish momentum, shooting star, and then bearish momentum. Okay, so going straight down into the daily. You can see that we've just broke back into this range I've got here. We've just broken back into this range, and we also have a double top, okay? So what that shows to me is more bearish momentum, which does go with the fundamentals we've had this week. So what I'm gonna do, guys, rules to a double top, I'm gonna measure the range from the highest point down to the neckline. I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna move that down, and you can see here, guys, it kind of lines up perfect with a support zone that I've had for a while, okay? Also, I'll be looking for a retest and break of this trend line that adds an extra confirmation for my bearish bias of the week. Guys, GJ and GU has been great for me this week. I've managed to trade with the trend, and I've also managed to trade the retracements and making the most of all the movements for my 2 pairs this week. Like I said at the start, one of the main things that's contributed to my success this week is just concentrating on 2 pairs and not spreading out my attention on one-on-one pairs. Guys, that's my technicals for the week. I'm gonna move on to Travis. Let Travis show you how his week's been.
Fantastic, guys. So, get into my charts. I'm actually going to talk about Euro CAD today. So literally, I'm on the weekly time frame. As you can see, my channels here show that we're in the current weekly time frame downtrend since start of April, March, and we keep doing swing highs, swing lows, swing highs, swing lows. Looking at this week in particular, guys, so we've got a bullish hammer on the weekly closure. As you can see, so at the start of the week, we must have had some bearish momentum to where we came back towards a strong finish, probably over the Thursday, Friday session to close above last week and creating that hammer. Quickly talk about key levels, guys. So as you can see, we've got a weekly resistance here, guys, where the price obviously tried to break through the previous week, but then as you can see, it closed beneath that blue moving average as well. But we've actually had a hammer, and it actually looks in hindsight that our weekly closure has just closed slightly above my weekly time frame key level. So what does that mean? Well, hammer automatically, just from looking at the candle formation, resting above my weekly time frame, may look like, okay, we're about to break above it after retesting last week. But as I said, let's move down to the daily time frame to give me a bit more confidences. So as you can see now, guys, literally, let's talk about this week. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, guys. So as I said, well, the end of last week, we had a retest. We had a test of the weekly, but we actually closed beneath. And as you see, we had a shooting star there, starting some bearish momentum. On the Wednesday, guys, Tuesday, Wednesday, as you can see, we had some bearish momentum, testing I won't step down yet. Bearish momentum, followed by 2 doji candles on daily closures, guys. From there, I've had a very bullish momentum in regards to today. For myself, I saw the 2 dojis indicating indecisiveness within the market, expecting a very bullish closure for Friday's session. Just before I talk about Friday's session, guys, what gave me extra confluences was, as well as obviously talking about Brexit this week, we've also had some extra fundamentals for the Canadian dollar. So I want to quickly show you today what gave me that extra confluence, which was from fundamentals, and obviously not just looking at the 2 dojis showing more bullish momentum, but what made me feel from looking at fundamentals that this was definitely going to be the case. Before I actually step down to the 4-hour time frame, guys, I've actually removed it, but I also had a Fibonacci retracement on my daily time frame. So as you can see there, point A, point B, I had a retracement to around the 68 fib, and now we've actually spiked up to our 0. So are we actually looking for more bullish momentum according to Fibonacci textbook? We are. Moving average is about to cross to the upside on the daily as well. So everything's still indicating bullish momentum going into next week. But by all means, what made me so assertive in regards to extra bullish confirmation today? So going into today, as you can see, I've had this it's kind of zone that I've got these 2 blue zones here. You could perhaps say that was a mother candle, and as you can see, I've had quite a lot of small candles ranging from, let's just say, 149,600 up to 150. So ranging within the 40 pip range over 2 days in hindsight. Going into today's session, we had a bullish candle formation, or a bullish engulfing candle around the 10 o'clock closure, which kind of gave me, okay, cool, bullish momentum, perhaps a breakthrough of this zone I've kind of been in with as well, as for the closure above that zone
nice and clearly compared to other previous candles. What also I was looking out for as well within the markets, I'm going to jump onto FX Pro, guys. Literally at 1:30, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fundamentals, 7 pieces of data releases that was, in hindsight, going to impact and add volatility and obviously buyers and sellers to the market. So we had retail sales figures coming out, we had consumer price index figures coming out, we had the Bank of Canada consumer price index. So we had quite a lot of high alert, high volatility fundamentals coming out. As you can see, guys, the consensus was, in hindsight, this was all going to be negative for the Canadian dollar, as percentage figures weren't going to be as high as previous months. In hindsight, guys, it was actually a lot worse than they was actually expecting it to be, with some some minus figures in most of the, obviously, the fundamentals that came out. So for the Canadian dollar itself, Canadian dollar would have lost strength within the market today. That would have perhaps gone with my confidence of buying more euro rather than selling the euro against the Canadian dollar. So in hindsight, you know you like that, right? You know you like that one, yeah. But yeah, literally, guys, so from there, this afternoon, stepping out to my hour time frame, obviously, I had to time my executions correctly. So by all means, for myself, I could have gained those pips on that bullish engulfing candle, but there's always pips in the market. I wasn't going to take that risk because it wasn't a clear entry for myself until it broke out of that zone I was talking about here. So as you can see, so I actually entered my trade on this post 10 o'clock, guys, and for myself, I was looking to catch pips to my weekly time frame here, my weekly key level. So towards the end of this week's closure on the Euro CAD, with the fundamentals, as we mentioned
earlier, managed to gain some pips on the weekly closure. Leading into next week, guys, as I said, we've got a weekly hammer on the weekly time frame, closing above the weekly key level. On the daily, we've got a Fibonacci retracement with a D1 extension I'm looking to hit, and obviously also on my 4-hour time frame, got a lot of bullish momentum closing above my weekly time frame. Perhaps may see a retest of this weekly key level, so it could be another, perhaps on the weekly time frame. I mean, on the 4-hour time frame, a retracement. As you can see here, we've got a lot of activity on the actual weekly key level itself, so we may see a bit of a fallback before daily key levels are obviously at my D1 being hit into next week. So I'm seeing euro strength, pound weakness for yourself next week.
Yes. Looks like I'll be buying some US dollar in comparison to the CAD, so thanks for that piece of analysis. That's also helped me out, because I haven't been looking at USD CAD really all week. So yeah, I have been looking and it is due some bullish momentum, so Travis has just added that nice confirmation for next week if I do decide to add that third pair in.
There you go.
A great point that Travis made is that pips are always going to be there. You may see an opportunity, those of you that are active trading, you may see opportunities, and if you kind of miss the right time to enter, in terms of placing the right kind of stop loss, especially placing the right kind of stop loss, just let it go. There'll be more opportunities every single day on every single pair. So no matter what pair you choose, no matter what time of the day you look at the chart, the pips are always there. So just wait for the right opportunity. That's one thing that I would definitely recommend to everyone, from professionals to beginners. Just waiting for the right opportunities, because the opportunities come all the time. Just let them come to you.
Simple as that, guys. That kind of wraps up technicals for this week's episode. Before we leave you, always want to mention, obviously, coming up to its closure real soon, guys, is REBIRTH's free FOREX course competition, guys. So quite a lot of you have been getting involved. To be fair, we've been letting some of you slide. Obviously, some of you have been subscribing, some of you have been obviously adding your friends and your socials and whatnot. So you're getting involved. That's the main thing. So guys, we are monitoring you. We are seeing who's getting involved. Obviously, the way we release it could be on a video next week. It could be through social media. So just please keep an eye out in regards to who's actually won the competition. There may be 1, 2, maybe 3 winners. We might have a group a group course, you might be just one lucky guy, you gotta find out. Okay, so literally guys, keep an eye out because the competition information will be coming out very, very soon.
So this video will be out Sunday. So those of you that are quick on the ball, watching this video right now, if you're watching right now and you haven't entered yet, now is more or less your last chance to enter. And like Travis said, we will be revealing it, and we will do it in a video form. We might do old school names in a hat, or there's some websites that we can put all your names down and let the computer choose who it is. So guys, if you're watching right now and you haven't got involved, now's your opportunity now. Get involved and be in the ones to win a fantastic 3-day course with ourselves at REBIRTH Holdings.
That's it guys. So guys, from myself, Nathan, Theresa May, we'll see you next week.
Stay pipping guys. Goodbye from us at Pipcahsers.